Okay, this time I'm going to talk you about photographing. It's my favorite hobby, I think, and it's a great hobby because I can do the photographing when I'm doing all the other hobbies. So I can take photos and videos from my hiking trips and so on. And I'm going to make few episodes, and this is the number one. And I started by the lesson about how I'm taking the photos. So it's about taking a photo. I think that the most important thing is in photography that first of all you have to have a camera. So you can start photography now these days very inexpensive way. You can buy the second-hand cameras, really good ones in cheap prices, and if you buy some lens second-hand, you can sell it after 1 year, maybe in the same price. So it's quite cheap, and you have a lot of options. And of course, in mobile phones in these days are really great cameras. So if you're just taking like a landscape photos in a good light, it's so perfect you don't need maybe better camera. So you have to choose your tools like what you're going to do. But I'm going to make year video later, and now I'm talking about how I'm taking the photos. And at least in Finland there is a lot of Facebook groups and stuff, and you can learn a lot of things there, and of course from YouTube. And there is a lot of passion with photographing, so they are arguing things there many times, and that stuff, that's not nice. So there is no right or wrong way. Okay, there is many wrong ways, trust me, I have done those, but there is many right ways to do stuff, and this is only my style. And I'm a beginner, I'm just amateur photographer. I have been shooting photos like 2 years, so I'm not so good, but I'm going to improve every day, and I have done a lot of learning, and I have also put a lot of money of my gears. So what I am going to say is that if you want to take a good photo, you have to first learn things. The easiest way is to learn the basics first, and I'm not going to go there. There is a better YouTube channels and websites for that. I'm just showing how I'm going doing my stuff. So if you want to learn, use YouTube and forums and stuff like that. It's very easy. Or if you want to go some course, if you like that, go there and don't even think about it, just do something. And I did learning, like I just learned maybe one small thing first. After that I train, then I'm learning one more new stuff and train. And of course you have to know your camera, all the options you can do with that. And that's the way how to make photos look like the photos you want. And it's not about luck, it's about skills. My philosophy of photographing, I think it's so easy to take photos these days, like the mobile phones and stuff. So maybe sometimes you have to stop and think a little bit. Why am I doing this? What is the purpose of my photo? And what is the main character in my photo? What I want to do with that? So basically when I'm in the nature, maybe I want to document it somehow, but what fast when I take this photo, for example here, and if I check it from the back screen and there, I can see that it's not the same. This is three-dimensional. I can hear the wind, birds, I can feel the wind. I have the sun in my face. I can smell the summer, all that stuff, and I cannot take it to this photo, or I can try it, but it's so difficult that I don't want to use the photography only for the documentary. So I have to make some editing the photos after the photo. So I want to make some feelings and little bit get that in the photo, and if I only take the photo and put it to the internet, it looks like a holiday picture. And I think the photo editing is very important, and if you are very good you can do it without it, like journalism and that kind of photos. But the nature photo, I don't think it's not so simple. You have to use Lightroom. So the photo editing is going to be the next episode, I think. And I'm not telling more about that. It's about I have to know it before I take the photo. So how I'm going to make with the lights and stuff. If I take only JPEG and I put it straight away to the internet, I want the photo look great here in the back screen. But if I'm taking raw pictures like I'm doing, so it doesn't have to look good in this big back screen. I just want to collect all the light here and the dark places. And I think the most difficult thing is, like this sunny day, it's to get all the light and the dark places to the photo. So if you take a JPEG, behind me the forest is going to be like black and the sky is blue or something like that. But I can change it in afterwards, but I have to know it before I take the photo. So let's think what I'm going to do now. I want to take a photo. I want the blue sky and the sun to show there. And I want the feeling of the summer. And this time of the year, there is some plants in these rocky places and the moss and the green stuff. I want to take that, and maybe some magic with the blurred background, so with the wide open aperture. And I have here the macro option, so maybe some macro photos. So I want to take, let's say, three photos. In one photo I want the blue sky. In second photo I want macro with some flower. And third one is going to be like my feeling, and I'm going to take the photo if I see something interesting. So I'm going to take 3 photos now, and in next episode we are going to use Lightroom and look at the photos more. But now we have to take the photos first. Okay, I start with the macro photo. So usually you have to just lie on the ground. You can use the screen also, but I like really the view from this. I put this in the macro. I have the mode A, like the aperture. I choose only the aperture and the camera is choosing the rest of those. In this camera is the ISO 200, is the normal native ISO, so I use that one. If I need to raise it, I can raise it like to 1000, but usually not more with this camera. and I use the single focus and the center point only. I usually always do that. I think that's the easiest way. In the Nikon I have the back button focus, so I press the back button and I release it, so after that I can recomposite the photo and take the photo with this shutter button. But is this Olympus, I use sometimes the back screen to press the photo, or now I have the normal way here. I use the screen now, put the camera on, light is coming that way, I don't need any flashlights or stuff like that. So much light in here, almost too much. So I find the flower there, and it's not focusing to the right place. So I just have to that away and do it in the old school way. I take a few photos and I can choose the best one later. I have now aperture 8 and 400 shutter speed, so it doesn't matter if it's moving a little bit. And I can press the shutter button to the halfway, it's focusing, and after that I'm turning the camera a little bit so the object is not in the middle, and after that I press the button to the end, so I can recompose it like that also. Okay, there's that flower, and there is this hay, this is really nice also. And maybe some animals. Yes, there is an ant. So, where are you, little fucker? Okay, that one doesn't want to be at the photo. He went under the moss there. Okay, there is one ant. And a good thing about this small camera, it's so small sensor that in macro photos the depth of the field is very large. Like in the full frame camera, it's not. It's so narrow that it's really hard to use in using that. So I actually tested this camera and my Nikon D610 with 90mm Tamron macro lens, and I think this one was a little bit better. The photo was like same, and I cropped the both photos in the same size, and this has a much better the depth of the field, and usually you don't want that if you're taking like a full aperture photos, but when you're taking macro photos you really want that depth of field, because it's going to be so blurry that you don't not see anything. If you, for example, take a photo from an ant with too big aperture, you see only maybe 1mm of the ant, and the rest of the ant is so blurry that it's not so good photos. Yeah. Now I want to take the sunny picture, and I want to take a photo where is some forest and the sky. and I'm not going to take it so nice photo. I just want to show you about taking straight to the light photo and another one that direction. So I take two photos, and actually I'm going to use only those. I choose the best macro photo here, and after that I take two photos of the landscapes. Another one to the sun, another one to the opposite direction. Okay, now I'm going to take those two photos. Take macro off. I take the widest. It's 24 millimeters in the full frame. So now the sun is directly behind me, and I use the aperture 8. It's usually the best one. And another for that direction. I can watch the photo first in here, and I think the one in that way is okay. And that way also, but the trees are like a black mass. I take the third one also, and that's about 90 degrees from the sun. And I check usually the sky. I have to say that I don't know how to use this camera really good, and that's one of my job. I have to learn this camera also. It's so new for me that I don't know how to use it all the way, but I have to check that the sky is not burned, and the dark places are not too dark. So sometimes I have to make the adjustment for plus and minus from here, and I have the aperture mode. So it's Nikon and Olympus, it's the A mode, and I think in Canon it's the AV mode. So it's also good to know to handle different kind of cameras. You can learn a lot of when using not always the same camera, and all camera brands are good, and I think you shouldn't go to the discussions where they are the Nikon and Canon people and they are just fighting. That's really stupid, because the camera is only the tool you take the photo, and it doesn't matter brand tool it is. You just have to have a right tool to the right place. Okay, so my main thing is, if you want to take photos, maybe the first thing is you just have to love and like that hobby. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it. I think when I'm hiking and if I don't like to take the photos, it can be really hard hiking trip. But because I love taking the photos, it's the thing what I love to do the most in the hiking trips, the photos. So I really like it, and that is the most important reason I'm taking the photos. And I think everybody wants to make great photos, so the easiest way to take great photos is to learn, take a lot of photos and listen to other people. It's really hard when you have good photo in the internet and somebody says something negative about it. But I think it's one of the most important reasons that somebody is not going to improve their skills, because they think about their photos are the best, and they think that all the other people are against them. But usually people only wants to help, And I listen everybody who tells something about the photo. Most important people are other photographers, so they know what they are talking about. If it's some random people who doesn't know anything about photographing, you have to listen, of course, what he's saying, but just use some kind of filter to get the thing there. And post a lot of photos to the internet, and ask people to comment about those. I can tell you, when you start photographing, you are improving all the time, and usually you think your photos are already the best ones, but you can see always after 2 months or something like that your previous photos was crap. And I have that feeling all the time. I just look at my 1-year-old photos and I think they are all crap. There are a few good ones, but mostly crap. So that's a good sign, because then I know I'm going to improve, and I'm improving. And watch a lot of photos, you can learn about those. The first thing is to check other people's photos and the tricks. Don't always take the photos at this level. Go lower, go higher, and always check places. If you want to take a photo of some object, just take it and go away, but think first. Is it better if I go that way or a little lower, or do I have to wait a little bit? Maybe the clouds are moving. Make time to the photos and don't just take those. Think about your photo all the time and the best angles, and watch the main object in your photo. And don't always put it in the center of the photo. And other things, there is a lot of rules in photographing, like the rule of thirds and something like that. Learn those, and when you have learned all of those basic main rules, you can little bit make different photos after that. But like the rule of thirds is really important. I think you should learn that. It's like composing the elements in the right places, and it's really important in landscape photos, I think. And if you really want spectacular photos, the main thing is be in the right place in the right time. Right time in the year and right time in the day. In early morning and late night, it's usually the best time. There is no people and the sun is going to the right direction. Like you see now, the sun is so high up and it's pointing to my face, so it doesn't look so good. But if the sun is down, it's a sunset or something like that, the light is just different. And the best landscape photos comes from that. If you are doing portraits, you have to learn about using lights, like flashlights and strobo lights and like that. And okay, that's basically it.